Email marketing can be this unbelievable powerhouse for any business, but it's wild how many beginners just get it wrong. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down all those common mistakes and I'm going to show you exactly what to do instead. We're going to turn you from a beginner into a total pro. So, what's the game plan? First, we'll dig into the real power and the pitfalls of email marketing. Then, we're going to walk through the essentials, building an audience that actually wants to hear from you, writing messages that really connect, making sure those emails get opened, and finally, how to use data to keep getting better. All right, let's kick things ass with the big picture. The incredible potential that's waiting for you with email and, the number one reason so many people just never unlock it. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Most powerful. We hear stuff like this all the time, right? But if it's so powerful, why are so many businesses getting nothing from it? Why do their emails just get ignored or, even worse, land right in the spam folder? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. It all boils down to this one thing. If you don't have a clear plan, you're not marketing. You're just guessing. You end up using these old, outdated tricks that literally push people away instead of pulling them in. It's like trying to find your way in the woods without a map. You're just wandering around, hoping for the best. And that map, that strategy, it starts with your audience. But how you build that audience? Well, that's the foundation for everything. It's the difference between massive success and, well, total failure. Okay, this right here is the first huge trap so many beginners fall into. Buying a list seems like a shortcut, doesn't it? Spoiler, it's not. It's a shortcut straight to the spam folder, and it tanks your reputation. The only way to win this game long-term is to build your list organically with people who actually ask to hear from you. So how in the world do you do that? Well, the best way is with a little something called a lead magnet. See, you're not just begging for an email, you're offering something of real value as a trade. It's really just a simple, honest transaction. You give them something awesome, something valuable, and in return, you get a contact who's basically raised their hand and said, "Yep, I'm interested in what you've got." Which brings us to this number. And I want you to forget all those vanity metrics. Seriously, who cares if you have 10,000 subscribers? It's about having 1,000 true fans, a core group of people who open, who click, who actually care. That is so much more valuable than a gigantic list of people who couldn't care less. Okay, so you've started building that quality list. Awesome. Now, how do you talk to them? How do you build a real connection that actually makes them want to do something? The next huge mistake is the email blast, sending the exact same message to every single person. Your audience isn't one big blob. The real secret is segmentation. It's about dividing your list into smaller, smarter groups so you can send messages that are super relevant. I want you to ask yourself this question every time a marketing email hits your own inbox, because I guarantee you your subscribers are asking the exact same thing. And if the answer is no, you've probably already lost them. Personalization makes people feel like you see them. And look, this doesn't have to be complicated. You can segment in all these clever ways. Did someone buy a specific product? Great, send them tips on how to use it. Did they download your ebook about, say, gardening? Send them more cool stuff about gardening. It's really that simple. And here's a rule to live by. Every single one of those targeted emails needs to be crystal clear. Never, ever send an email just because. You need to know exactly what you want the reader to do next. Is it read a blog post, watch a video, buy a product? Whatever it is, make that call to action big, bold, and impossible to miss. Okay, we're making great progress. You've got the right audience, you've got the right message, but none of that matters one bit if your email never even gets opened. Let's talk about getting past that final hurdle, your reader's attention span. Look at this. This is where your audience is reading your email, on a tiny screen, probably while they're waiting for a coffee or riding the bus. If your email is a mess on their phone, if they have to pinch and zoom, forget it. It's getting deleted instantly. Mobile-friendly isn't a nice-to-have anymore. It's everything. And this is probably the single most important string of words you will write. I'm not exaggerating. If your subject line doesn't grab them, your beautifully written, perfectly segmented email will never, ever be seen. Nothing else you did matters. So what makes a great one? The best ones are short, they spark a little curiosity without being sleazy clickbait, and they feel personal. And here's the pro move. Always be testing. Always.
A/B test 2 different subject lines and just let your audience's data tell you which one is the winner.
And that right there brings us to our final section, and honestly, the most powerful one. This is how you stop guessing and start building a system that just keeps getting better and better over time.
Ignoring your email data is basically like trying to navigate a maze with a blindfold on. It's just not going to work. The numbers, they tell you a story. They show you exactly what's working, what's a total flop, and where you need to focus your energy.
And the best part is, you don't need to be some kind of data wizard. It really just comes down to these 3 things. Your open rate tells you if your subject line worked. Your click rate tells you if your actual email content was any good. And your conversions, well, that tells you if you actually made an impact on your business. That's it.
When you get right down to it, this is the real secret to email marketing. It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's a loop. You send, you measure what happened, you learn from it, and you make the next one even better. That is the only way you're going to get consistent, predictable results.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to do one thing. Don't just let this be a bunch of interesting information. Turn it into action. Think back on everything we just covered, building your list the right way, segmenting, analyzing your data. What is the one single thing you can go and fix or improve in your email strategy, like today? That's your first step. That's how you start winning.